reason why I got this is because this is the first time I've ever seen like a figurine of Kris. They've done her so dirty, unless like I just have not seen it at all, but to my knowledge there's like no merch of her, and let alone a figurine. So I was like, I have to snatch this up. And also, you know, I love all of these mons. You can see the differences. Like they have some of the leaders, like that's Jasmine, Bugsy, and Whitney. They obviously have a Kanto line, but they also have gold / Ethan, Lyra, and silver. I was really surprised they made one of Kris. I was like, they did my girl some justice. There were other mons, like other Gen 2 mons that you would have to buy separately, or that like they went with Ethan. If you got the whole box set, these are the ones that came with Ethan. I managed to get Espeon and Chikorita. Like they came as a set, which is weird because it's like, why wouldn't they pair Umbreon and Espeon together? But my hypothesis is that way you would buy more than one, because I think Umbreon was paired with Totodile, and honestly between the two I love Espeon more than Umbreon. I love both, but if I had to choose it'd be Espeon. And where I ordered it from, by the way, this is not sponsored whatsoever, I bought this with my own money. I got it from Mecca Japan, and they had it up for pre-order, this one. Can't remember what else they had available, but they didn't have like the individual set for Umbreon and Totodile available. It was either sold out or just unavailable. But I remember seeing on another website that I don't remember what it was called, that they had it. But I wanted, you know, one whole order, and this was the priority. This was just a bonus. That's the main reason why I got it for my girly Kris. Because, you know, ever since, no hate to Lyra, I still love her. She's a cutie pie and everything. But Kris was the first female protagonist. And, whoa, oh, I see. Wow. It's originally like a random blind box of which one you can get, but clearly I got the whole set. Does that mean they all come with the candy? That would be cool, because, yeah, apparently they come with a candy. I will be excited to try that. I really wanted Steelix and Jasmine set, but it was really expensive. Kris comes out by herself. Oh, they did her justice. I feel like I have to open her first. What was I saying? I went on in a tangent. Sorry, my mind's all over the place. Oh yeah, ever since, you know, with the remakes Heart Gold and Soul Silver, like, you know, they did my girl Kris dirty. I mean, there's the argument that, well, Kris was introducing Crystal and the remakes were for gold and silver. But I remember other people mentioning, like, to counteract that, like, well, they implemented stuff from Crystal in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And then I think, was it the art director? I forgot. Somebody, you know, that worked on the team admitted that they completely forgot about Kris. Maybe if it had been a female Pokemon fan that was the director, maybe they wouldn't have forgotten about her. I never forgot about Kris because she made me feel seen as a girly that liked Pokemon. Ever since the remakes, you know, whenever they make Gen 2 merch, they never include Kris. Oh, there is a candy. It looks like gum. I wonder what it tastes like. I feel like it's gonna be like the most like boring or typical gum flavor, like mint or something. Oh, I'll take that back. It's giving Ramune. Is that like the name of the soda? How you say it? I really wish her actual outfit was like the color scheme. Oh wow, she's so cute. I love her. I wish her outfit was like the same color scheme as it was in the game, but I think the reason why is so different in the game than it is like what she's intended to be is because I remember from watching, you know, one of those video essays, they said that for each pixel sprite, they could only use like 4 colors. So that's probably why they prioritized her blue hair. I think this is how she's supposed to be assembled. When I put her on my desk, she's fine. She's so cute. Wait, they didn't include the Poké gear. That would have been cool. But yeah, never forget Kris. It's Ferret and Wooper together. That's what I'm saying. They mixed them up on purpose, so that way you would buy the other ones. I'm glad I just bought the full set. I think what got me into Pokemon when I was little, because I was about either 5 or 6 when I got into Pokemon, it was for the escapism. And, you know, the main protagonists, Gen 1 specifically, they stated that they were 11. But I remember in the anime they were saying it's when you're 10 years old you get to embark on your journey. Ferret is so cute. Oh my gosh. I was close to that age when I got into Pokemon. Getting to like go off on your own. They are your partners. You go along and grow and explore the world with them. That's what I thought was cool about Pokemon. Oh my gosh, he fits so perfectly. Look at that. He's just a little guy. Because, you know, as children, we don't have autonomy like that. And then just getting to explore Kanto. That's what I started out with. But the reason why Gen 2 is my favorite is because there were just so many things cool about Gen 2. The babies are so small. I'm like trying to talk while I do this unboxing, but my thoughts are all over the place. They're so cute. They're perfectly made. There goes Sentret. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. So growing up, I had friends, but not all of them liked Pokemon. Even though my mom was always supportive of my interest in it, I was told things like, isn't Pokemon just for boys? And then as I got older, people would say things like, isn't Pokemon just for kids now? I always felt like I wasn't allowed to like Pokemon, or that it was weird that I liked it. Like, why do I like this thing that I'm being told I'm not supposed to like? But I mean, I did it anyways, and my mom supported me anyways. She thought too that there would come a day where I would outgrow it. That day never came. His is kind of funny. It looks like an ice cube. Ta-da! So when Crystal came out and we got Kris, I was like, see, Pokemon is for the girlies too. Also, it wasn't until I want to say like around college, is when I actually I found other friends that were girls that like Pokemon. Oh, Ampharos comes by itself. I had 2 relatives. So one, she was an older cousin. She got me into anime and Pokemon. But then the other that was my age, he was a boy. So, you know, it's different. There was a time that I didn't get to see my older cousin that much. She made me feel like, you know what, even though people say those things, like, you're allowed to like this. Ampharos looks so good. It just goes to show how important representation is. Just seeing this alone, getting the option to choose, it changed everything for me. The baby in real life and in game. Getting to play as Kris made the biggest impact in my life. And that's why we have such a soft spot for not just Gen 2, but specifically Crystal. I know people have all said the same thing about why Gen 2 is so great, and like, I really believe we cannot recreate what we experienced then with the original Gen 2 games, especially like having after, because mind you, I played the Gen 1 games and then Gen 2 right after. Pokemania at the time in the 90s, it was surreal. And then I know a lot of people think it's overhyped, but battling Red, it was the biggest plot twist, and it's such a memorable battle. It's like someone else said in a YouTube video, I watched. You are battling your old self. It just feels full circle. You get to re-experience Kanto and you see how it's changed. Then you realize how much you've changed and grown since then. So it's like, I don't know. It's really cool. I get goosebumps and teary-eyed every time I think about it. I think it doesn't belong to Marie. Just don't pour water on them. Watch, when I'm editing the video, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say and my thoughts are all over the place. I had to go to work. So on my way home, I listened to what I had recorded earlier. And I was right. There were a few things that I left out that I wanted to mention. So another reason of why I think Pokemon was so impressionable to me as a kid, because I could play it by myself for the most part. Even though there was someone I could trade with and battle with, I love that Pokemon is one of those games that you can just play solo. You don't need anyone. I know how that sounds kind of bad, but as someone that's always been introverted, like even as a kid, I was very introverted. I actually enjoyed being alone. Of course, there are some, for example, like with trading, especially version exclusives, there were perks to knowing people or like having friends to play the games with. You just couldn't enjoy those features, but for the most part, you can still enjoy the game itself and like embark on your journey and catch all your Pokemon, or at least the ones available in your respective version. I already showed off my Game Boy. It's not my original Game Boy, but it's the gold and silver one. And even though my cartridge still works, I don't have my original save file because the battery's corrupt and it can't retain a save file like at all. Like you can boot it up, play a little bit, save, and then when you turn it back on again and try to boot up that save file, it's gone. Yeah, so that's how mine erased. Because like I remember, what video was it? I think it was in my Soul Silver one. Some people were commenting like, why don't you just replace the battery? And it's like, yeah, replacing the battery will have the cartridge functioning again, but there's no way that I can retrieve my original save file, so that kind of defeats the whole purpose for me. Also, going back to talking about like how playing the original Gen 1 games and then playing original Gen 2 games, it was a surreal time because you have to remember the internet was in its infancy. Like I think there were some like gaming websites that shared some information, but it's nothing like it is today. So, you would only hear things, like if you didn't really have access to the internet, it was either by mouth or like magazines and stuff. So I think that's what made it even more special and like memorable, because it was just me, my Game Boy, and the games. I don't remember how I learned the rumor of Mew being under the truck and Peekaboo. Those were just things of its time, and we'll never get that back. I think that's why this series or this franchise holds such a place in my heart, because there's just memories, experiences I will never get to replicate. No matter if I replay the games themselves that I enjoyed, like, it will never be the same as how it was back then. I think Meryl can stand on its own. So far, Mareep and Meryl are the only ones that don't need no standee. We're gonna attach her little tail. By the way, I put on fake nails with the sticky tabs because I was like, this is gonna be so frustrating if I do it with gloves. My nails are still in recovery, but the sticky tabs do not damage them as much as like nail glue does. If you know, you know. These are so nicely made. I'm so happy I got these. Cutie. Wait, focus. I actually got some like water slime. Probably some of you that like collect figurines and try to keep them in pristine condition are going to like cringe at the thought of seeing them in slime. Oh no, she's drowning. Save her. We're not gonna put Azumarill on there just because her standing's gonna be a mess. Last but not least, Espeon and Chikorita. Chikorita is so cute. Oh, she's already attached to her little standee. Nice. Ta-da. Look at her little leaf. Wait, why won't it focus? There you go. They did so good with her. I actually like all of the starters, but if I had to rank them, Typhlosion's number 1, Meganium is number 2, Feraligatr is number 3. Like I said, I like all of them, but design-wise, that's how I feel. Honestly, it's a tie between Typhlosion and Meganium. Oh, I love Espeon. She's so cute. Oh my gosh, they look so good together. If you enjoyed this video, I welcome you to watch any of my other videos. But if you want to keep it Gen 2 related, I do go over my Soul Silver save file.